Hello all you Half Pints out there, and happy Halloween! I hope you guys are enjoying your time. Excuse my clearing throat, as I'm just getting over a cold. However, I wanted to do something a little bit different today. I'm going to do a dramatic reading of a diabolic plot. This is Town of Salem's little Halloween story. I actually already did this recording once, but I messed up and used the wrong microphone and it sounded horrible. So I'm going to record the whole thing. It took me quite a while to get through this. So sit still, and it's gonna be kind of a long story, but I'll do voices and stuff like that. In addition, you're gonna notice some poor grammar and poor English and poor writing skills in this story. Try not to take it too seriously. I'm sure they're just having fun, but I hope the dramatic reading portion of it that I do will be entertaining to you. So why don't we get started? It has been nearly 5 years since the witch's last attempt at destroying Salem. A lot has happened in this time. The town has continued on with their happy lives, and the actions of the witch were undone. But the anger the witch harbors has driven her to find allies. The witch's desire to see the town in ruins before her, and the people in it to have their lives and families destroyed, just as they had done to hers, was so great that she would do anything to see that desire come to life. The witch's first addition to her coven is Helena, the Hexmaster. The witch found Helena facing persecution in a nearby town, just weeks after her last attempt to destroy Salem failed. Now was time to finally exact the revenge she so desperately desired. All Hallows Eve, that is the day, proclaimed Helena.
Brilliant! Our magic will be the strongest it will be all year!
Crackled the witch. Will it be enough, though? The spell is dangerous and will require immense amounts of mystic energy for it to even work, cautioned Helena.
It has to work! We will make it work! I will not let this town stand after what they've done to me!
Shouted the witch. The month of October is a powerful month, and the night of All Hallows Eve is one of the most powerful days of the year. It is a day full of goblins and ghouls and of magic and witchcraft. The witches would use this power to cast a spell that would level Salem, leaving the town and its inhabitants decimated. The spell they wished to cast would require so much power that it needed to be cast from the right place at the right time with all the mystical power they possess. This spell would open a portal, raining hellfire down onto the town. But first, the preparations needed to be made. Helena gathered the supplies, while the witch went to look for a place to cast this powerful spell. This place needed to have an intersection of ley lines that the two could harness and use to power the spell. The witch knew of one area where 3 different ley lines converged, and she knew this spot would be powerful enough to cast the spell, so she traveled to the location. Once the witch arrived, she could feel the mystical energy surrounding her body, and she felt empowered. Not only would this spot be perfect, but it was located just about the town, on a small cliffside. She could watch as fire rained down onto the unsuspecting town, and witness the destruction of those who took everything from her. She would finally get the revenge she had been searching for all this time, and she could finally come to terms with the loss of her old coven to these villainous monsters who believed themselves to be right when they slayed her friends. When the witch came back, Helena had gathered all the supplies, and it was only 3 days until All Hallows Eve. The witches traveled to the location with their supplies and loomed over the town like a gray cloud on that hill until the day had finally come. It was All Hallows Eve, and the town knew that today was a powerful, mystical, and evil day. Most of the citizens spent their time inside, while those who didn't quickly rushed to get what they needed to get done completed. It was a cool and windy day, with dark clouds blowing through the town, and the time had come. Helena laid out the materials needed to cast the spell, and grabbed the witch's hand. They began to chat together, and, by the way, real ad-lib here, I'm sorry for my poor chanting skills. Hac ut sum aprim, et novus sutum oris elulius, ut sint actu tia purit, et ingum plit. Pluit. As they chanted, the earth around them seemed to split, and blue streams of energy flowed around them. Looking around, the witches noticed a large collection of magical creatures coming. Attracted to the power or to the rift? It didn't matter to the witch. She invited the mummies, the werewolves, vampires, ghosts, and anyone else to witness her power and her revenge on Salem. The materials they brought turned as red as fire and started to swirl in a circle. The circle placed itself just above the town, and then a rift opened, letting loose a hail of fire onto the town. The town members looked to the sky and saw flames reaching towards the town from the portal, and they flew into a panic. Everyone scattered, running between burning buildings and balls of fire in the street. Great balls of fire in the street.
Die, die, die,
Crackled the witch as her revenge was unfolding onto Salem.
You will get what you deserve. None of you will survive.
As I hit my mic, Helena noticed that the blue energies around them transitioned into a burning red, and then she saw something in the rift. A hand. "Look!" shrieked the members of the town as another hand gripped the other side of the rift and tore it open. The spell was doing more than it ever should have. It was only supposed to bring a hail of fire and flames onto the town, but now a demon was coming through to decimate Salem. The witch cackled, but in the midst of everything, a fireball came hurtling towards Helen and the witch. The energies around them dissipated, and the rift seemed to fluctuate in time.
What is the meaning of this?
Screamed the witch as she whipped her head towards the direction of the fireball. The demon was staring directly at them, his flaming sword pointing at them, which seemed to hurl the fire from the very tip. He cracked a smile and threw another fireball.
No, 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 we summoned you, we control you. You will not ruin my revenge,
shouted the witch at the demon. My belly just made a demon noise too. The demon with horns and tusks as bright as the flames he threw, and with scales as dark as ashes they created, looked at the witch and calmly said, "My name is Beelzebub, and no one controls me, just as no one controls fire. Though they may try, they are likely to get burned," he says, throwing another fireball. The witch jumped out of the way, but the blast of the fireball sent her flying from the cliff. Luckily, a nearby house broke her fall. Helena wasn't so lucky, though. The fireball had sent Helena off the cliff, and she was unresponsive. As the witch watched, she began to fear for her own safety and for the safety of Helena. She would not let this demon, Beelzebub, kill her or her friend. She knew they needed to stop it, even if it meant her revenge would be put on hold for the time being. Just at that moment, the sheriff turned the corner and found the two witches, but as he drew his gun, the witch asked him to stop.
I know I started this, but please don't kill us. If you plan on living, you must know that we are the only ones that can stop this,
pleaded the witch, as Helena began to come to. The sheriff looked at them both and slowly hoisted his gun. "This doesn't mean we are friends. What do you propose we do?"
Well, we opened a gateway to hell that brought forth a demon, clearly, and maybe we can open a gateway to heaven to bring down an angel to destroy it, said the witch. The only problem is that Helena and I are too weak to do it alone.
How will this be done, then? Asked the sheriff.
As much as I hate to say it, we need all of you. Every being on Earth has trace amounts of magical energies, and if we all come together at the intersection of the ley lines, we might have just enough power to do this, said the witch.
I guess you better start rounding up people then, said the sheriff. The witch and the sheriff rounded up every member of the town that was still alive, many had died, and headed for the cliffside where Beelzebub stomped, slashed, and burned the town down. Avoiding Beelzebub's field of vision and the fire all around, they moved towards the cliff and sprinted towards the top. Once then, the witch instructed them to all join hands. There were no supplies left to cast a spell, but the witch hoped that the rift could be opened to another place. She pleaded with the town to chant with her, to save Helena and Salem. More awkward chanting, guys. Hac utsum aprium, et salve ermis, und sint oculi, tuae apritae, et lucium proditi. She began to chant as the town joined in. They caught on real fast. The cracks in the earth had glowed red with energies, but had dissipated, came back. The energies went from red as flame to as blue as water again. The portal began to shake and tremble. The demon looked at them and shouted, "No! Witch, you will regret this!" as he threw a fireball that would surely destroy everybody. Just as the fireball was about to hit them, a flash of light blinded them all, then a burst of fire in front of them. They were looking at the back of something beautiful. They saw golden armor, with huge white wings extending out from it, and a hood. The angel turned to them and said, "Worry not, I am here, and no more will die this day." The hooded angel had blocked the fireball from killing them all. The town asked the angel for her name, and the angel replied, "Uriel is my name, and I will protect you." Uriel flew directly at Beelzebub, deflecting fireballs as they came. Beelzebub saw that this wasn't working and instead threw a flaming cart at Uriel. Uriel was hit and staggered from the impact, and when she looked back, Beelzebub was missing. She looked up and saw a fireball just in time for it to slam into her, sending her into a house ablaze. She stumbled out of the wreckage as Beelzebub laughed. "Silly angel, you think you can defeat me?" "It is not a matter of defeating you, but of keeping the innocent safe," declared Uriel. "So prepare yourself." Uriel charged at Beelzebub, throwing some burning debris she picked up along the way. Beelzebub slashed each piece in half and met swords with Uriel. The battle waged on as the town members and the witches watched in awe. Both landed deep slashes into one another. Beaten and bloodied, Uriel and Beelzebub glared. This would be the final strike of the fight. They charged, each staring deeply into the other's eye. Slash! As they floated about the town exhausted and beaten, Uriel seems to have lost her sword. Beelzebub turned around, laughing at Uriel. "You really are quite amazing, aren't you?" Uriel's sword was sticking out of his face, and he collapsed. The town rejoiced. The apocalypse had ended, and they could go back to their lives in Salem in peace. But what of the witches who had caused this? The town looked around to see that both witches had vanished. The sheriff began to gather a mob to go out and find these two, whom had tried to ruin their lives and destroy Salem again, but the mayor interjected. "They may have caused this, but without them, we would all be dead. Let us leave them for now, but prepare for their return." The sheriff agreed. The witches stumbled back into their hovel and looked at each other and said,
"We need more witches."
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed, and once again, happy Halloween. If you did like this, please leave a like, comment, subscribe in the or leave a like in the like place, comment in the comments section, and subscribe where the subscription button is. Thank you. But if you honestly really did, all jokes aside, enjoy a dramatic reading from Skimm, this is something that I had a lot of fun doing, honestly. This is the second time I'm doing it now, the same story, and I enjoyed it almost more this time. So please let me know if you want me to do some stuff like this later on or another time, and I'm sure that I can accommodate that request. Hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, peace out.